What's up, guys? This is Nick, also known as the Progressive Martial Artist. And I can't believe that we still had to have discussions regarding Russiagate. Still can't believe it. But now that Joe Biden is the massive favorite to win the presidency, we are seeing a return of Russiagate to serve the Democratic Party interests. And a line, a political talking point I am seeing that has me greatly worried about the future of a Joe Biden administration is the white liberal class is using Russiagate to attack the Black Lives Matter protest. Now, I seen this tweet. I'm gonna link it down in the description um, from Caroline Orr at RVA Wonk. She got a lot of followers, 440,000 followers. That's about what? Shit. That's way more than mine, bro. It's way more than mine. That's like 12, 13 times more than I have, and I do pretty well. And I'm looking at her account. She tweets a ton of racist shit, but she had a tweet that went pretty viral, and I'm picking on her. Please don't flood her Twitter, please. Um, but I'm picking on her because she's is just one of many people I see pushing this. She said on her tweet, like I'm sorry I can't put it on my screen yet. I'm working on that. I'm gonna link the tweet in the description box. But she said on the topic of infiltration, remember how Russia infiltrated activist groups. I repeat. She said, remember how Russia infiltrated activist groups, including Black Lives Matter, and even organized on the ground event and promoted protests in multiple U.S. states. Now is a good time to keep that in mind. Caroline, why should we keep that in mind? This is why I've been sounding the alarm on Russiagate forever now. Because it was clear to me that Russiagate is a tool used by the establishment to push their interests. Now that Joe Biden is favored to be the president, they don't want him to inherit this massive amount of social unrest. So between planting the kind of Russia conspiracy theories at Black Lives Matter, they are using um, Russiagate to continue to push any kind of what the word I'm thinking of. They use that to push back against any kind of criticism against Joe Biden. I already seen them warning about election interference. I've seen Joe Biden talking about election interference already. And this pisses me off because this shows and this exposes how Russiagate is an extremely classist ideology. Because think about what Carolina Orr is saying here. Caroline. I keep calling her Carolina. Her name is Caroline Orr. That's her Twitter handle. What she is saying is essentially us peasants, we can't think for ourselves. The reason why we're upset with the system is because of Twitter memes from Russia. And this pissed me off from day one. Because I remember in 2016 when they was after 2016 when they was rolling this talking point out. And now let me tell you something about my personal political development. I always hated Hillary Clinton. Even when I was a stupid fucking lib, I hated Hillary because my uninformed political opinion was she's just this white lady who is unfairly attacking Barack Obama. And then I became more politically knowledgeable. I learned about her foreign policy actions. I learned about Libya. I learned about the massive corruption of the Clinton Foundation. I learned about what they did in Haiti. I learned about her rank corruption and pay-to-play politics. And then once I learned that, on top of my already admittedly ignorant opinion of Hillary Clinton, the fact that I didn't like her just because she ran against Obama, I wasn't going to vote for her. And I remember my last time I voted for the lesser of two evils in 2016. I'm sorry, not 2016, but 2012 was the last time I voted for the lesser of two evils. And when I did that, I felt gross because at that point, that's when I started to dislike Obama. I remember it was a few years ago, so please forgive my memory. But I remember falling out with the Democratic Party before 2012 because I remember having to make that decision. And look how funny that is. I was scared of Mitt Romney back then. I was scared of Mitt Romney. So I voted for. I had my mind set before 2016 after voting for lesser of two evils in 2012 and seeing Obama double down with neoliberalism um, and his hawkish foreign policy. I actually learned about like the kill list and drone programs, all that stuff. Actually, I knew of the drone program before 2012, but I didn't understand the extent of it until after I cast that vote. And then when I hear more stories about his warmongering and civilians' deaths, that's when I was like, man, dude, this is. I felt gross, man. I did not, and this is a trend I see on a lot of progressives. A lot of people regret their vote for Obama in 2012, Hillary Clinton in 2016, than they regret the vote for Joe Stein in 2016. I still am happy for my Joe Stein vote in 2016. Joe Stein was a massively underrated candidate. And she was great on fighting back against neoliberal talking points. But that aside, even before 2016, I made it up in my mind that I wasn't going to support Hillary Clinton because she was awful. But according to white libs, the reason why I voted against Hillary Clinton is because Russia tricked me to. So you understand that this is an extremely classist argument because when white liberals in the white upper class, when they make their decisions, when they back the politicians, they do it because they're smart, they're well read, they know what they're doing, they're politically informed. But when I decide not to support the Democratic Party, it's because I'm a useful idiot. I was tricked by Russia, and I'm doing the bidding of Trump secretly. It's always some malicious conspiracy theory that they mark out, and that's what Russiagate is. If you're one of the people who believe Russia is helping Black Lives Matter in any way, shape, or form, if you are convinced that Russia changed anybody's mind on whether they want to show up to these protests where they are brutalizing protesters, if you think they have any influence on that, you are a massive dipshit. I don't know what else to tell you. And this, and the reason why I'm even making this video, like I said, is because I'm seeing these talking points. I'm seeing the rebirth of Russiagate, and it's being used for the benefit of Joe Biden, for the benefit of the establishment. So I'm seeing these lines of attacks. Joanne Reed was the very first person I've seen float the idea that Russiagate may be behind the Black Lives Matter protests. But when I see them talking about it now, the only thing I can think is that they are beta testing this new line of attack, and they trying to see how receptive it is. They are floating a few ways of attacking Black Lives Matter. I covered it in a previous video. Right now, they are trying to attack white allies and trying to use the Portland is so white, the protest is so white. Like that's a bad thing. like that's a bad thing. We need white allies. Are you kidding me? They are trying to do everything they can without hurting Joe Biden administration. But once Joe Biden is in, there's no need to worry about that no more. Because no matter how trash they are towards the movement toward justice, no matter how trash they are in smearing Black Lives Matter, they know they can always rely on, hey, you gotta vote for us. What about Tucker Carlson in 2024? Oh, we can't let the Republican Party take control of the House in 2022. Oh man, Don Jr., he thinking about running for office. We gotta stop him. Hey, do you see what Tom Cotton wrote about? Tom Cotton, dude, we gotta do everything we can to stop him. And that's how they get away with it. That's why 2012 was the last time I'm ever gonna vote for the lesser of two evils. And I still to this day regret that vote. Anyway, this is Nick at the Progressive Martial Artist. Please leave a like, subscribe, and support my channel. Check out my Patreon page. Once again, thank you for guys checking me out. This is the Progressive Martial Artist. Sign out.